the thing is, before I even get into solving the actual question, what's the main idea with proportions? What's the main idea with percents? There's a formula involved. So first, can you tell me what the formula is for percents? What's the formula that I've taught you for percents? Jocelyn, thank you. Thank you, Landa. Yeah, percent times the original equals the result. So everybody, let's go ahead and write this down. This is going to be way too important for this one. I'm going to break this down for you. I gotcha. So percent times the original equals the result. So write that down. Do yourself that favor. Now, what we also need to follow up with is, remember, every single topic has a main idea. So when it comes to percent and this formula, percent times original equals the result, what is the main idea? What's the one rule that we really need to abide by all the time? Zara already said it. Landa says it there too. The percent that you apply is the result that you get. That is the main thing with percents. So here, let's pause really quick, because my question is, regardless of whether you think this question is easy or hard, are you prepared to answer more like this? Do you understand everything that you need to know leading up to this, like fractions, decimals? All of these questions that I'm asking you are legitimate questions that every successful ASVAB test taker needs to ask themselves. And so tracking your progress, guaranteeing that you know you're ready, that's the number one way to prepare. And that's why we designed our progress dashboards for the math basics, arithmetic reasoning, and math knowledge. No more do you have to guess and hope for the best in terms of, hey, I practiced for 2 days straight, I hope I'm ready. That happens way too often, and then people move on only to find out that they weren't ready and then time was wasted. So don't waste time. When you have a plan and a progress book like this that's lined up for you from beginning to end, you are absolutely 100% guaranteed to grow. So if you're happy about that or excited, go ahead, click the link in the description of this video or text me at 567-698-8867. Text me asking me about how the program works. I'm more than happy to take time out of my day to make sure that you're successful. So don't waste time. Let's make sure you get the score you want in that job you deserve. Hit me up, click the link in the description, and let's get you in there. Let me write this down here. The percent that you apply is the result that you get. Now I'm going to make this a little bit smaller because it is pretty big here. Going to need this room in a moment. But what we're referring to is this. The percent that you apply is the result that you get. They're talking and representing the same idea. They're talking about the same idea. Let me show you how that comes together here with this problem. So first things first, we're going to first talk about, hey, what are we looking for? And the question says right here, how many miles will Stephanie run in all this year? So we're looking for all the miles, the entirety of the miles. Everybody, when we're talking about percent problems and we're looking at that formula, what is that corresponding to? The percent, the original, the result. If we're trying to talk about all the miles that we're running this year, what's that going to be? Okay, so we have some split answers here. Okay, let's keep discovering this. So let's read the actual information. Let's see if we can better sort it. Because if it's not obvious at first, well, let's see what we can do. So here, so far this year, let me use blue. Stephanie has achieved 38% of a running goal. Okay, so we can say 38% of the goal achieved. %38 of the goal achieved. Okay, cool. So with that, let's write down the next part here. It says, if she has run 5,852 miles so far, okay, look at that, so far. One of the instances, they gave us a percent. The other instance, they gave us an actual number, 5,852 miles. Is this starting to make a little bit of sense to anybody here? How the percent and the number, they're talking about the same thing. 38% out of 100% out of all the miles, and then you have 5,852 miles out of all the miles. So with that, let's see if we know what we're looking for again. How many miles will we run in all? If we're talking about this as a percent, we have 38% so far, which means 100% would be all the miles. What do we call the 100%? We call it that original value, the whole thing, what we're adding up to. Yeah, what we're adding up to. And so that's what we're looking for. We are actually looking for the original in this problem. We have the percent and the result. We have this, 38% and 5,852. Before I continue, does that make sense? Again, the original is what's represented by 100%, by the whole thing. And we see that Stephanie's trying to fill up this tube here all the way to 100% with miles. Every day she's running miles. Right now she's at 38%. She keeps running, Eventually she'll get to 100%. That 100% is the total miles. So does that make a little more sense there, guys? Let me know. I'm trying to look for every which way that I can go ahead and describe this to make it, really stick and make sensible sense. Ran out of words. So here we go. Let's set this up. The percent times the original equals the result. So everyone, what am I plugging in for the percent? Hey, no worries, Remy. Plugging in what for the percent? 38%. Sounds good. And then we're multiplying that by, the original. That's what I'm looking for. And then the result is what? Because again, 38% represents the percent that you achieved. And then the result is going to be the miles that you've achieved. And that is, again, the 5,852. So before I continue, does that relationship, the other one makes sense? The percent that you apply is the result you get. That 38% and that 5,852 represent the same idea, the number of miles we've achieved. Okay, great. So all we got to do is just solve this equation. We're done. That's all we have to do. Solve this equation and we're done. First thing we need to do though is, everybody, 38%, we got to turn that into a decimal. How do we do that? Right, 0.38. We take the decimal and we move it to the left 2 times. 1, 2. So 0.38. So we have 0.38 times the original equals 5,852. My party people, what do we do to both sides to finish this up? Right, we'll divide the 0.38 on both sides. So this might be the part where we're like, oh no, I don't want to do this. But hey, we gotta go ahead and do the math. It's there. But this is going to make the difference between those who've actually built up their fundamentals and those who are kind of just hoping for the best. If you've built up your fundamentals, you're going to learn that this is not a problem. Dividing by a decimal might seem annoying as heck. To a degree, it might be. But if you know how to work with decimals and dividing by decimals, you'll know that 5,852 divided by 0.38, you can actually move these decimal places over. And this will actually turn into 5,852 with 2 zeros at the end divided by 38. That's the same thing. And it might give you a little bit of a, okay, I can do this kind of feeling because it's a big division, but it's a doable division. And we're about to do this right here. Let me add a page. And let's get it done. And just like you're watching this video for free here on YouTube, I got more free materials for you, my ASVAB party people. We've got a free practice test that comes with video solutions so you can learn from every single mistake and identify those topics that you need to crush and work on. And on top of that, you can get a free class with me on Zoom once a week. And so that's all included in my free practice test with my free class included. Click that link in this video or in the description, sign up, keep learning for free, and keep raising your score. I'm proud of you. Let's keep working hard, and let's get back to the problem. So right over here, we have 38 going into 585,200. So here we go. It seems like a lot, but it's actually very doable, everybody. All we did here, yeah, we just got rid of the decimals, so now we can just multiply or divide straight up. Everybody, how many times does 38 go into 5? None. How many times does 38 go into 58? One time. Right, it's just going to be once. If you do 38 times 2, you can do this perfectly well doing this on the side. That's going to be 16. 3 times 2 is 6. Carry the 1 is 7. That's going to be 76. So it can't be 2. It's just going to be 1. So we subtract one of those 38s. Everyone hit me. 58 minus 38. Quick, quick, quick. Let's get it done. Right on, there's going to be 20 left over. And then we bring down that 5. Okay, my party people, question up here. How many times does 38 go into 205? Five times, Nina? Or Lambda, you want to try that out? And Nana, 30 times 2 is 60, that's correct. But 38 times 2 is 76. That's too much. So let's try 5. Let's try 5 out. Let's see if that's going to make a little bit of sense here. 38 times 5. Okay, 8 times 5, that's going to be 40. Then 3 times 5, that'll be 15. Carry the 4 is 19. That is correct. 190, very close. If you add another 38, that'll be 228. That's going to be too much. So 5 is the perfect number. Right there. And we'll now subtract the 190. What do we have as a remainder here, everybody? What do we have? It's going to be it's going to be 15. And one moment, let me go ahead and address that comment. So if you're thinking that it's going to be 4, well, the thing is, yeah, 4 would fit, but it's not the highest number. That's not the most number of times you can divide 205 by 38. Because 38 times 4, that would go ahead and give you what? 152? 154? That's going to be 152, not 154. And so you can still add another 38 in there. You can still add a 38 in there. So now we have the 15. Yep, we're going to drop that too. How many times does 38 go into 152? Oh, yeah, that one's going to be 4 times. That one's going to be 4 because we can try that out on the side. 38 times 4, that's going to be 8 times 4, 32. 3 times 4 is 12. Carry the 3, 15. So that's going to be 4. And that's actually going to be a perfect 152. So you can drop these zeros to get 15,400. So the answer is going to be this crazy person is running 15,400 total miles. And don't ask me if that's a realistic number of miles that you can run in a year. Don't ask me. I'm not the person to ask. I'm still learning how to run again. So with that, we're going to go ahead and mark that answer here. That's going to be C. That's going to be C, 15,400 miles. And so we both know this video just helped you with your test anxiety by just a little bit. And to keep lowering your test anxiety and keep raising your confidence, that's what my ASVAB All-Access Program is for. The link's right up here. Click it, watch the video on how it works, and you'll see exactly why thousands of my students have raised their scores and gotten the jobs they want. So click there, watch the video, and sign up to raise your score. I'll see you soon.